Hi everybody, welcome back to Building the Bookshelf. Today we are talking about Seek Immediate Shelter from Vincent Yu. This is a new release. I believe it came out just in June, so pretty recent in the mix. And this book is about an alert that goes out in a Massachusetts town that there's a missile coming, the world is ending, you need to seek immediate shelter because it's about to be all over, okay? And people's different reactions to that situation. Now, spoiler alert, it says pretty early in the book that just kidding, it was a false alarm. But these people have to live with what their reaction was to that situation for a long time afterwards. So it talks through several different scenarios, multiple different characters as far as what their response to that was. So I wrote down a couple of standouts that I had in the book from that. David is the first one that you meet, where he leaves his family behind because they were not coming out fast enough. And he says, hey, I'm out of here. I'm not waiting for this anymore. So literally destroys the car, peels out of the driveway without his wife and child. So he has to live with the repercussions of that. We have Nina, who is a mother who has a little bit of a challenging relationship with her daughter, and she uses that opportunity to maybe have the last word type of situation and has a little bit of a passive aggressive response. It's like, this is it, and tough luck for you. Aren't you going to be sorry now that you didn't make amends with me, if you will? Interesting family dynamics, right? We have Nick, who kind of has made some reckless choices and makes a reckless choice in the moment. Everybody has had kind of that thought of like, if it was all over, forget it. We're just gonna light the whole thing on fire. What are we gonna do as our next step here? We have Rachel, who has a challenging relationship with her parents. I actually had to go back and reread because I thought with Nina's character that it might have been tied to Rachel, that it might be from the daughter's perspective, but different daughter, different family and parent dynamics there. But Rachel, who's kind of been embarrassed about her family and realizing, hey, she might never have a chance to have an interaction with her parents again, but also kind of going back and thinking, her parents have had to make some choices that she may not appreciate. And maybe, we don't always understand the choices that our parents made and some of the sacrifices that they made for us. We just see them, I don't want to say at surface level, but what they present to us and how that might actually be different than what's going on behind the scenes that we were never aware of as children. Then we have Claire, whose husband has a heart attack in the moment of shock that the world is ending in this situation. He passes away and she finds out all of these secrets, this kind of secret life that her husband had going on behind the scenes that she probably would have never found out about had this not happened. So there's a couple of other characters that are sprinkled in there, but it wasn't so much a book that was this, warm and fuzzy and everything's wrapped up and tied up at the end of the book. Actually, my favorite line from the book is, this bizarre and unknowable life, right, that we have, which I think sums everything up. Isn't that the truth, right? But it does make you think about, hey, if you were at a point where it was the end of the world or your life was ending, number one, would you have any regrets, right? Was there something that you wanted to say to someone that you didn't, and now all of a sudden you've lost that opportunity? Number two, would you react in a way that you wanted to, right? We all want to think that we would make the right decision, we would help out our neighbor, we would be there for our family, but are you not just putting the oxygen mask on for yourself and also like taking it from them? Like, we're out, right? It's all Finn for himself. Again, we would like to think that we wouldn't be those people, but would we be those people? And would you use that opportunity to have the final word with someone and, really want to suck it to them and kind of in a passive aggressive way? Again, we hope that that's not the case, but would that be our reaction in that situation? So I think it is worth a read. I think it does make you kind of think about mortality, and if there is something that you have unsaid or something that you want to rectify before hopefully we never have a missile that we have to worry about, but all of us will have an end of life at some point in time. So if you read it, I would love to hear which character resonated with you the most, and does it make you change the way that you think about some of the relationships that you have in your life? So let me know what you think. Seek immediate shelter.